Great. Okay, so let's kick it off, yeah? Welcome to the first Ignite developer community call that we've had. We haven't had many for a while, so we're kicking them off again. And since there's quite a few of us, could maybe we just give a quick intro to the team? I'm Michelle. I work with the team on Ignite, and yeah, I'm building the agenda. So if you guys have updates, we're doing this monthly, sorry, and you can add them here. So welcome. Maybe hand it over to Ilker.
Hey everyone, it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Ilker. Yeah, we have been working on the Ignite CLI more than 3 years now, coming close to 4. And yeah, I'm responsible from the Ignite CLI and also from the GNOME IDE, which is another project. And it's also very similar to Ignite in some ways. And that one is actually, again, to help devs to build things, but this time smart contracts by using a web interface. So yeah, that's what I do. And I will give my turn to Danilo. Do you want to take it?
Yes, sure. So hello everyone. I'm Danilo. I'm software engineer, I'm blockchain engineer into the Ignite team. I've been working Ignite, I think, total 3 years because I was working before, quit and back. I'm happy to stay working Ignite again. Since I'm back, I think 1 year. And so I'm in charge for fixing the stuff, adding new features, and answer the issues into the repository. That's it. So maybe I can pass to Geronimo.
Thank you, Danilo. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm Geronimo. Have been working with Ignite for over a year and a half. I am a maintainer in the CLI, and I'm also helping with the GNOME Studio. Yeah, that's it from my side. Maybe Thomas, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. So I'm Thomas. I used to work for the Ignite team. Then I switched to another team. I'm in the decentralist team, so it's another team in the company. And yeah, I'm here because I worked on the one feature that I will present just after. I don't know, maybe Frank, you want to continue?
Hello, everyone. New joiner to the team here. Very happy to be here. Many of you may have recognized me from the Discord channel, helping people answer their questions as the Himitsu CTO, writing tutorials. Happy to be here. And looking forward to learning from all of you, and very excited to see that we're having a renewed focus on Ignite. I think it's a fantastic product, and I think that we can also see that we have a huge increase in the number of people attending this time versus last time. So thank you.
Maybe Asan?
Yeah, sure, thank you. I'm Hassan. I'm blockchain developer in Ignite. Actually, I've been working with in Ignite for about 3 months till now, and I'm mostly working on the app and plugin sites. And hopefully, in the next couple of months, you will hear good news, and you will have a good community engagement in plugin and apps. Thank you.
Cool. And then we've got Johnny.
Hey guys, good morning. I'm the social media manager for Ignite. Anything you see on Twitter, you'll see me in Discord. Hopping around.
And last but not least, Tobias.
Hi, this is Tobias. Just joined. Back to Ignite. because I think the Ignite CLI is actually one of the best tools out there in the whole crypto ecosystem. It helps people launch new blockchains. Where else can you do that? And especially in the Cosmos SDK, where everything is so modular. And we hope to get as many chains out there as possible. Thanks.
Now we've got more coming in. So we've got Vale and Salvatore. I don't know if you guys want to give an intro. If not, maybe you guys from the community just say hello. Let us know if you are, what Ignite project you're working on.
Oh, Danny, would you like to give a quick intro too?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, no problem. Sure thing. Hey everyone, pleased to be joining you. I'm Danny. I joined the team recently. DevX, so Ignite plus IDE, similar to what Elker mentioned. Joining as a TPM and also helping with documentation. So looking forward to working together to make the developer experience and also like education as good as it can be. Thanks.
Cool. Maybe I don't know. I see Josh or Joy, Jürgen. If you guys want to just introduce yourselves, and also if you guys are working on projects, we'd love to hear
Sure.
about it.
Josh McDougall. You usually see me as Abstract in the Discord. I've been working on Strux for the last 2 years using Ignite, or what its previous name was at the time. So looking forward to hearing what's coming up.
So yeah, me, Jürgen Eckel. I work with Ruin Code. We've been using Tendermint for several years now. Moved to Ignite last year, and pretty happy using it. So looking forward to being more active and trying.
Anyone else from the call want to give an intro?
Yeah, hello, my name is Per. I work at Crowd Control and we do a blockchain-based trading card game, and we work a lot with Ignite, CLI, and also the auto-generated front end and stuff. So I wanted to join and hear what's going on.
Anyone else want to introduce themselves? Hi, Patrick.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you guys. I'm working with a Linux gamer, Per, who I guess has already introduced himself on Crowd Control.
Yeah.
I have started the project a couple of years ago, and our dream is to build a game where all the players and gamers can expand the game. And we want to make this possible with Cosmos SDK and Ignite, of course.
Welcome. Hey, Daniel.
Hi, hey guys. Hopefully you can hear me well. Let me know if you don't. So I lead the protocol team over at Pocket Network, and Pocket Network has been on mainnet for a few years now. But for the next version of the protocol, we're actually moving to a roll up on top of Celestia using Rollkit. And the whole team's been using Ignite the past few months. It's been a really great product, and excited to hear what else is coming. So,
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Or we'll... Nope. Okay, well, thanks guys for joining. We just, we put together an agenda, but we also want to leave some time for any questions you guys have or feedback you have. So I think the first one that we identified as something to talk about with Ilker is, you might have noticed we have the Ignite Marketplace and all the work that we're going to be doing on app development. So maybe Ilker can give an update on the Ignite Marketplace and his kind of vision and how people can get involved.
Of course. Thanks again for joining, everyone. Maybe I could start by giving some quick recap or introduction to Ignite for those maybe don't know about it or just onboarding to the ecosystem. So Ignite is a basically a CLI tool that you need to install to your machines, and this project is started around 3 to 4 years ago to support the development for building blockchains. Basically, if you want to onboard yourself to Cosmos SDK and Cosmos ecosystem, and if you want to create your app chain by using Cosmos SDK, Ignite is the best tool to help you with your journey. Ignite has several commands, and the most important one maybe is the scaffold command. And this command set actually has different features in itself. And if you are just starting to build a blockchain, you will probably want to use Ignite scaffold chain command to just create a very basic blockchain. And then once you run this command, you will see the source code of this basic blockchain for you to start customizing it with your own logic, your own business logic or app chain logic, whatever you want to build with it, basically. And there are other commands under scaffold command set, like scaffolding. I mean, for scaffolding types, scaffolding map types, scaffolding lists. So basically, it allows you to extend your blockchain in an easy way, and then you can modify the scaffold code to meet with your requirements of your project. And we also have the Ignite chain command that allows you to easily run your blockchain during the development. But with the serve command, you have the build command that will create binaries for your blockchain, and you have all these other commands based like the faucet command and the debug command. Debug allows you to debug your blockchain by allowing you to use the interface, debugging interface you like. And there's a simulation command to do simulations. And if you check out, if you run the Ignite command, you will see whole other commands. Like we have the generate command set that allows you to generate clients, like a TypeScript client for your custom blockchain, and then you can use this custom client in the browser to interact with the blockchain that you are building, and you can actually distribute this client to your blockchain's users, to developers that may want to create integrations with your blockchain. And we have a node command that will allow you to interact with any Cosmos SDK based blockchain to do like some basic API calls, like sending some tokens from one account to another account. And this is also very useful if you want to test things out with the blockchain that you are building, to see if it can send some tokens to another blockchain in the ecosystem and things like that. And we have a relay command for you to test IBC interactions. It's about, the relay command is capable of relaying IBC packets. And we have the network command that allows you to interactively create a Genesis file for your blockchain in case you want to test running your blockchain in the production environment by multiple validators. You will want to be in your Genesis, all these validators. And the network command is basically, it will help you to coordinate bringing other validators information to the Genesis and creating a final Genesis for you all, and then you can all start this blockchain to test out multi-validator environment. And most importantly, we have this new app command. It used to be called plugin, but we rename it to app. And I want to also give a quick intro about what is plugin, what is app. So Ignite is right now, I believe, in a very mature state. We have been building it more than 3 years ago, as I mentioned earlier, and we have this core functionalities, as I mentioned, scaffolding, running your blockchain, generated clients. So we consider it as mature enough, and right now what we are building is, what we are doing in the Ignite itself is adding more key features and maintaining it, keeping it up to date with the SDK, fixing the bugs and improving the scaffolding logic and things around this basically. And what we want to encourage, what we want to go from here is the app system. Basically, we want to encourage the community to build apps for Ignite and extend the feature set in Ignite by creating apps for it, by creating integrations, by creating custom logic, without actually changing the core code of Ignite. You can start building apps like how you build an extension for Chrome. You can build apps in Golang or maybe also in other languages and make it available under the Ignite command. So let's say like, I mean, I can give you an example around Cosmos. It is a bounty that we are running right now, a Cosmos map. Let's say you are building a Cosmos map, right, for Ignite. This means you actually bringing Cosmos functionality to Ignite. You can actually have maybe this, you can actually add this new Cosmos plugin, Cosmos command under the Ignite command by building this app. So whenever someone runs Ignite, they will see your Cosmos command if they integrate your app to their own Ignite installation. And in this app, maybe you want to make it easy to build and develop Cosmos contracts. So maybe your app will have commands like scaffold me a simple contract, or you know, like deploy my contract to this Cosmos enabled blockchain. And others now can use your app to create contracts, deploy them to other blockchains. So this way, you're actually extending the feature set of Ignite and also benefiting from the user base of Ignite, because there are, you know, like many users of Ignite, and they will be now seeing your the app that you create for Ignite and benefiting from that. Or maybe I mean, if you are familiar with Akash, Akash is another blockchain project based on Cosmos SDK, and they provide you, they also provide you decentralized computing, and you can also like run your validators on Akash by using Akash. So let's say you are building a Akash command for Ignite or Akash app. This means you can actually implement an Akash deploy command in your app, and then whoever using Ignite to build blockchains, like they are using scaffold command, chain command, and at some point they wanna deploy their blockchain to somewhere, right? So if you're Akash, or maybe you're a different, you're another cloud provider, and you can also build an app for your own cloud provider service. So in the end, they can just use your command to deploy the blockchains they built with Ignite to your own cloud. So and this way you are kind of giving them, you are giving them the opportunity to deploy, and it's kind of you are completing the whole workflow in some way, and you are building this app like in the last step in the last step of the workflow. They build, they scaffold, they build, and then they deploy by using your app. So with the apps, you can actually, in the end, what it comes to is you can extend the features of Ignite by actually adding new command under Ignite, and you can also benefit from the hooks by actually you can actually change the behavior of the existing Ignite commands by attaching some hooks to Ignite while creating a plugin. For example, you could maybe so there's Ignite chain serve command, right? You can actually hook into the serve command and maybe like, let's say, run a block explorer, right? So whenever someone uses the serve command to serve their blockchain during development, they will be actually also serving this block explorer that connects to their blockchain, and they'll be able to observe the blocks and maybe this will help them with debugging. So to summarize, you can build apps for Ignite, and this way you are able to add new commands and hook into the existing features and change the behavior of them. And we are also building a marketplace, a website for this. And this website is actually for developers. To developers, we will be listing the existing apps of Ignite that made by the community and also us in this marketplace website. So you can actually get featured in this marketplace website. We will be crawling GitHub, and we will have an awesome repository for apps, and that will be our source of apps. And you can also get featured here. And this web page also will be useful for developers who wants to use your app. We will provide instructions about how they can install your apps to their Ignite installation. Yeah, basically we want to now invite the community to extend the feature set of Ignite through the app system, and it is the main direction we are going right now. Allow other blockchains, allow integrations, basically to create a gate between the blockchain that you are using, you are building through Ignite. Any questions or about the marketplace and apps?
Yeah, has anyone tried developing an app through the Ignite?
Yeah, we will also provide you like extensive documentation to make it easier for you to build apps or use apps.
Yeah, just jump in with your question.
Yeah, okay. So yes, we are right now developing a plugin for C# code generation and Unity integration, and that's quite cool. And I would like to know when this website will be launched, or is it launched, or how was it the registration process like? That would be cool to know.
Sure. So right now we are building actually an app, a marketplace app. So it can actually, run in your terminal. You can query the available apps through this. And also we'll be launching the marketplace website, but marketplace website is to come around Q1 next year. And I believe the plugin, the app for marketplace will be available even sooner.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course, like we will need to do some the marketplace website and the marketplace app will be able to list all the apps made for Ignite. For example, if you are launching an app for Ignite through your GitHub user, you will need to add some specific labels. So that way we will be able to find you on GitHub. But these will be the non-moderated apps, and non-moderated apps will probably need a special flag in the marketplace app to get listed. But if you are verified and moderated, you don't need to actually, these kind of apps will be listed by default. And to be moderated and verified, you can create a pull request against the Ignite apps repository to include your app there. There will be a community directory, and all the apps in the community directory will be verified by default and will be listed by default on the marketplace website and through the marketplace app.
I have a question. How does it work in the regard of you have an app there and then you're selling the app for some kind of fixed price for everyone who uses it? Or is it more like GitHub and everyone can use the code? So what's the basic idea of that marketplace and kind of exchanging with the others?
Yeah, so the idea behind the marketplace is to, basically allow the community to extend the feature set of Ignite in different ways with different integrations. You can literally do anything you want. We don't enforce any, anything around if your app should be paid or free. You can actually implement, if you want it to be paid, you can actually implement a licensing system in your own source code, and that's totally up to the developer of the app.
Okay, my next question is there any kind of agenda from Cosmos or ICF or whatever to support certain things that are desired and are needed? Because we are realizing now there's just nothing with C# available. And we're wondering, because if the Cosmos vision is building application-specific blockchains, then how is anybody building anything with like C# or .NET or Unity or Unreal? I mean, we come from gaming, so we have a focus there. But it seems like, is there any kind of agenda to enable Cosmos for more kind of applications?
Alex, you want to answer this one, or you have a question? Okay, I guess you raised your hand by mistake.
No. Sorry, I was muted. What I wanted to mention is because we are currently implementing the updates to the plugin architecture and the app architecture. One of the first things that we're going to add to the plugin API is the ability to get the list of all the modules used on our chain. And one of the things that will enable is the ability to do code generation the same way we do for TypeScript clients. So it will be very easy for someone to do basically an app, a plugin that generates C# code for their custom blockchain. So that would definitely be something that would kind of open up the field to like other languages.
Patrick, if you're not familiar with Awesome Cosmos, I can send you a link later, but there's a lot of, on the application layer, like for example, there's Python packages, people are doing stuff in Rust. You could even, use ChatGPT probably to convert some of that into C#. So just wanted to mention that.
Did that answer your question, Patrick?
Yeah, I think we know Awesome Cosmos. Yeah, it somewhat answers it. It's more like I'm just wondering if there's somehow on the agenda of like high-level Cosmos goals, just because I'm missing it for many years now, and that's mainly my question. But maybe here's the wrong place, because Ignite is a specific part of the whole Cosmos ecosystem, and this question would be more towards ICF, or I don't know. I'm not so much understanding all these different layers.
All the different organizations.
Yes. I mean, of course, we can do that stuff because that's what we're currently doing. We're currently building the stuff for C#. It's just we're wondering it's not there. It's not already available. So because for Cosmos.js, it's quite good, but Cosmos.js just does not exist. Well, now it exists because we're working on it, but
just maybe like, I don't know if this is any relevant to what you do. I guess you kind of want to interact with the Cosmos-based blockchain by using a C# client, right? Is that what you need?
Yeah, exactly. Cosmos.js is basically, you can have it on the website, and Ignite uses Cosmos.js to just scaffold all the auto-generated Vue stuff, or now even more than Vue. And we need the same stuff for Unity and Unreal. I mean, we don't need it for Unreal Engine, but I think Cosmos needs it if you want to onboard gamers. And now we're doing this stuff for Unity. So then this would be available for Unity. And then that's that.
So maybe like what I can suggest here, like I don't know if you can run Wasm on a C# environment or Unity environment, but you could easily compile a Go program. We have a Cosmos client written in Golang, for example, and this Cosmos client can interact with any Cosmos SDK based blockchain as a client. So you could actually create an app a Go program using this Cosmos client and compile it to Wasm, and then maybe run on the C# environment, interact with it. So that might be, my 2 cents, instead of trying to build a C# client for Cosmos, which could take quite a while, probably. Yeah, please go ahead.
We tried similar stuff, but then we decided, first we wanted to just evaluate the JavaScript in C#, but that was like really imperformant. And so I think because like WebAssembly will also be quite inefficient, and like building binaries directly is also not the best goal, because this app should be multi-platform. So we would then have to like build for every possible platform. But that's not a problem anymore, because we already built a C# integration. Like we did that already. But I think Patrick's question was more like, why wasn't that there before? But it's, like you said, more a question to like another level in Cosmos.
Yeah, I'm also raising that question to other channels, because we applied for a grant for making this stuff available to a broader audience, and just making it in a way that's not just for us, but for everyone, directly usable, and the grant is not really big. But we did not get an answer why the grant was rejected. My expectation would be that it's someone else already working on it, but now I don't find anybody working on it. And then I try to understand why in Cosmos nobody cares about that stuff, or on this high level. That's also the question.
I'm not sure we have the answer for that. Yeah. I guess I wish we did, but we don't. But I think that might be more the Cosmos SDK team. So I don't know if there are any more questions on what Ilkka was talking about around the app, the Ignite Marketplace and App Store. But we are working on more question for ICF. We are working on a new Ignite version that's coming soon. Maybe we can give you a quick rundown on what's coming with that.
Of course. Basically, we will be supporting the latest SDK release, which is 0.50. And we are also updating the code base, the templates and everything to support the IBC integration with it. And yeah, this one is quite large, because a lot of APIs are now different in the 0.50. And we also updated the code generation side of things related to TypeScript code generation. And now it's able to work with Buff, because we saw that the community likes using Buff to simplify things. We had a different implementation in Ignite that won't require you to have a Buff installation or a Proto-C installation. But since Buff gives you more option for customizability in terms of Proto-C plugins, so we decided to support Buff, and that also will be a part of this release. And we have like tons of bug fixes and changes. I think all these will be mentioned by our other members, so I will be just leaving it to them. And maybe Danilo would like to share more updates here.
Yeah, Danilo, do you want to give an update on the link here, the 3659?
3659. So yes, sure. Is regarding the support the new SDK, the V050. As Wilker was saying, it's a huge update. We are bumping the SDK, bumping the IBC to V8, and also make some cleanup in the code. We had the Amino codec before, it was legacy, and now it's through to the total deprecated. We will not scaffold more into the code. change the context, some few things, change it into the code. Now we are using API wiring. All models, it's something already in the main branch, not in this PR, but it's something will come in the new version. Our models now have dependency injection, so you can easily add or remove a model. Our Cosmos DK models already have dependency injections, support for dependency injection, but we hope everyone start to support dependency injection like IBC and Cosmos for we can have better manage of models without handle too much things into the app.go. Also, we have a few changes into the code. Some APIs was changed. Some the faucet was broken for this new version, so we fixed it for support the both faucet, the legacy one and the new one. So that's it. It's a huge change. We change a lot of things into the scaffolded code. So we are planning to launch a migration guide for chains want to support the new SDK and also want to support the new Ignite for still scaffold code into your chain. With these features, also Julian is help us to work in more features into the V050. So like support, better support of without CLI. We will remove, now we have the star passing into the models and we are adding and removing from the star, but planning to support we are planning to support collections, so it's an easy way for we can manage the chain star. So as far as I remember, I think that's it. There's also another few changes into this PR. It's a huge change, and maybe in the future, now with ABCI++ and other features from IBC, maybe we can support more things, maybe change your consensus or something like that. So that's it. Great pass for someone.
I don't know if there are questions on it. Just raise your guys' hands if you're. The next one, I don't know. Thomas, do you have or want to share kind of an update on the ICS side of things?
Yes, sure. So yes, I worked on bringing the ability to scaffold the consumer chain. So just a few words about that. So for those who don't know, ICS stands for Inter-Chain Security. So it's a protocol where one chain called the provider chain provides security for the consumer chain. So how does it work? It just shares the validator set of the provider chain is shared to the consumer chain. So the consumer chain doesn't have to gather validators. It simply uses the validator from the provider chain. So today, for instance, you have Neutron, you have Stride that are both consumer chain of the hub. So the hub is the provider chain for Gaia, for Stride and Neutron. And so the work I did is just to have a new flag in the scaffold command that allows you to, instead of scaffolding a sovereign chain, so a chain that needs its own validator set, you can scaffold a consumer chain, and then you have to, of course, to find your provider. So mainly it will be the hub, but it can be another chain. For instance, the only provider ready is the hub, but maybe in the future there will be others. And from that, you can continue development just as if it was a sovereign chain. You add your modules. You do everything is the same. The only difference is at the end you will need a provider chain, and this is how it will end at the when you want to go for the testnet and the mainnet. So if you have any question regarding that, I can answer them. Yes, Felix.
Yes, thank you. So is there any track for or any plans for having other producer chain in parallel to the hub?
At my knowledge, no. So to be able to be a provider, you have to include the provider module from the InterChain security repository. So it requires some change in the code and some upgrade. At my knowledge, there's only the hub who can do that, but maybe in the future there will be others. For the moment, nobody, as I know, nobody said, "Oh, we are going to be a provider chain." Of course, you have to hold a very solid validator set if you want to be a provider chain, because if your validator set is weak, nobody will want your validator set.
Right. Is there anyone like we can contact about that? Is there any?
You mean you want to contact? What do you mean exactly? You want to contact
like partnership for like being a provider chain or things of that nature with ICF, or who's them like the main contact or main door about that?
So probably the InterChain security team. So the lead is Jihan Trembach from Informal. So if you want to participate and see what's the condition to be a provider chain, you can probably ask him. Yeah, he will. Maybe he knows if some other chain are going to be provider, but yeah, Jihan Trembach. I don't know if you know him.
I do not know.
Jihan. So it's a guy from Informal.
If you could drop his name in the chat, that would be.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. And so for the release date, so the code is almost done, but since Ignite upgrades to V50 and ICS is not ready yet for V50, we have to wait for ICS upgrade to V50, and then we are going to update our code, the Ignite code about ICS, to be also compatible with V50. And so it's work in progress, of course. ICS is working on it. I try to help where I can, but it's still work in progress. And after that, we will be able to merge the feature on Ignite.
Okay, do you guys have more questions on that one? Or we can maybe give you a quick update on SPN and the faucet, kind of anything you guys need to know. Geronimo, maybe you want to grab that one.
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, regarding the SPN, well, already many in the community are interacting with Ignite Chain, which is the SPN, to simplify coordination and launch. And because of that, we got feedback on various hiccups that the DevNet had with availability or stability. So we are moving it right now to a different location with the intention to improve it. But we are still in the process of moving it. We're aiming to have it ready really soon, maybe next week. So that would be the update on the SPN. Yeah, regarding the faucet, I think there were a couple of updates. Danilo knows a little bit more about that, which is a little bit related to the update too.
mean the last PR, the faucet.
Yeah, the faucet updates that we're discussing with Salvatore.
Oh yes, yes. We have some issues with the faucet. We have because the faucet do some queries before send transactions for we don't spam the faucet like doing too much requests. So this query doesn't work anymore in the new version of the SDK because now we are passing the query direct through the Tendermint consensor, the cause SDK not doing the query, the transaction of queries. So it changed a little bit. I made a PR for we can have compatibility with the last version and the newest version, but we still have some issues regarding the fee. Investigated. There's different issues, but maybe something regarding to the address prefix from the chain or something like that. Because when you try to get send transactions, it seems you don't have fees. So I hope I have a fix until the end of the week for this other issue, but we have some issues into the faucet now.
I think Felix, you got a question, or?
Yeah, I do. Thank you. It was pointed out to me that the actual SPN offer was actually a DevNet, for testing, and I was wondering if there are any plans to offer that deployment coordination like as a service in a more stable fashion. Could be free, could be paid. Just want to know if there are any plans to help with that.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, like it is just for DevNets at the moment, but it doesn't mean that it cannot be used to help coordination for production chains. I believe Juno used it in the past, of course in some capacity, but maybe probably not there for production validators, mainnet validators. But yeah, in order to bring something to the mainnet grade, it has to be like extensively tested. And it has to have support for like very advanced features. Right now, you can actually do like advanced configuration in a manual fashion, but still, like the testing and everything is the biggest part in this, and that's why we are not officially saying you can use it for mainnets, but you can actually like do it in your own risk. But and also it's I think good idea to have some sort of service for this, like coordination as a service or something like that, by using the logic available.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the deployment has been like a pain point for us right now, and Ignite really helps with coordination. It works well when it works. So that's why I was wondering if it could be a good idea to actually open that to a more stable chains or mainnet or as a service, something like that.
I guess hopefully that answered your question, but that's something.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay. I know we don't have so much more time, but there were a few more updates, and I do want to save a bit of time if you guys want to have questions or have comments on maybe Ignite. The next two were also Geronimo around the Cosm.js and gRPC plugin system. I don't know.
I can make it short. Well, the Cosm.js one is basically an update. We updated it to version 0.31.1. So now the generated DS client Vue and React code is using that version, which mainly adds support for Common BFT. Yeah, thanks to Alex for this one. Yeah, regarding the plugins, just for context, yeah, the plugins were implemented, I think, at the beginning of this year. Thomas was working on that and also a contributor. The idea is that plugins work as standalone processes, which means they are standalone binaries. And basically, they run in parallel to the CLI. So there is a communication between the CLI and the plugins with each one of the plugins. This initial implementation was using the Go binary encoding for the communication payload. So that means the plugins could only be written in Go. So what we did now is introduce support for gRPC communication that give us basically two important things. One is support for plugins written in other languages, because now the communication can be implemented in other languages. And also it opens a bidirectional channel of communication, because before it was unidirectional. So the CLI was sending messages to the plugin and the plugin was reacting on them. So now it is possible for the plugins to communicate with the CLI. This is important also for plugins written in other languages if they want to make use of our Ignite, let's say, standard library. We have a couple of things already implemented, like code analysis, for example, which can be open through this communication to the plugins to make it simple for them. So yeah, that's the update. We basically the updates to the current implementation is not a big change. We will document also as part of the migration what it has to be changed, because the original plugin implementation that is using Go binary encoding is not compatible with the new one. So that's the update on those.
Questions? No. Okay. I think we already talked about the code generation update, unless I'm wrong. Did we cover off on all the code generation update topics, or I guess does anyone have questions on it or updates there that they want to add? Okay, guess not. And then we also we're working on some new tutorials, and Tobias has just released the Token Factory tutorial.
Should I talk about it?
Love that.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. The idea about the Token Factory tutorial, brainchild of Alex, who's in this call, is that you can create your own new denoms on your chain. So let's say you start with example for the Cosmos Hub is you add him on a chain, and you've already started your chain and have your Genesis file ready and it's already running. Before, it wasn't possible to add new denoms, add new tokens to your blockchain, and this tutorial shows you how to add new tokens to your chain, even if it's already running. And this tutorial is a bit older. It's already a year old, actually, or a bit longer. I've showed this to Sunny from Osmosis back in a conference, and he loved it. So Osmosis immediately took it into one of their main modules and uses it a lot. After that, it has been taken on actually many blockchains, and even Noble with Circle now uses it to issue USDC. Obviously, they don't use it as it is in this tutorial, but they've adapted it to their needs. So this is just very bare implementation, but should help you to get there if this is a feature that you want. Yeah, so far, if you want to learn how to build a token factory and if you want to understand more about denoms, check out this tutorial.
Cool. Thanks. I think since we only have a few more minutes left, the other two are upcoming updates. Danny, do you want to just give a quick update on the work you're doing with documentation?
Sure, yeah, I'll be quick. So we see there's like a decent gap with the current Ignite docs, and we definitely want to fill in that gap, make sure things are first like up to date, and then if any material is missing or should be updated, get on that immediately. So an example of this is like the previously called plugin system. Now we call them Ignite apps. So there's like content that we should have there that isn't there, and then also just like referring to them as apps. Just like as one of few examples that opportunities to improve the documentation. And then with that, we also want to like share like some framework that would include like guidelines, a style guide, kind of like a workflow, not just for the internal team, but like for the community as a whole, as kind of like this like framework and fallback for producing documentation as like a true open source effort. And that would be mainly like self-serve. So hopefully like anyone that wants to contribute to docs or update something can just like look at that, and then they can very like seamlessly like raise a PR and then get their change merged. And then we also like are trying to identify the dependencies of the doc. So like one is the Interchain Developer Academy. I know like there's a decent dependency on like the Ignite CLI docs. And as a result, like it causes disruptions when like those docs aren't where they should be. So like all of that is like aware, and like we're trying to stay on top of it now. That's all for me. Thanks.
Cool. So we have just a few more minutes. I don't know if people who are from the community want to get some questions answered or give us some feedback in the last 2 minutes. You have a comment, Linux Gamer?
I just replied.
Okay.
In
Cool.
the chat.
And also, feel free to offer like suggestions on how you would like the community call to run. If you want to provide questions early on, submit them, and we can answer them. I think this is a work in progress. Yeah. So, are there any other questions from everyone? Comments or feedback?
It was fun, Michelle.
Cool. Well then, I think we'll try and host this again in 1 month. Maybe get more questions from the community. But yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. So we will see you on the next one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
It was a pleasure.
Bye.
See everyone.
Bye bye.